All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, I hope you're all well and you've started June in a positive way with all your goals in place. Just to cover really what a Sizzle is, it means that we're going to be doing a team training every week on a different subject, and we're going to get everybody involved, so everybody to do a little slot, whether it be a 5-minute one or a 1-minute one, just so that everybody can get to know everybody on the team page, and also for everybody to sort of get more confident with talking to everybody, because obviously it will help you with your business. So we'll be giving lots of tips and advice, and getting everybody to sort of talk about the products that they love, and how they're getting on with prospecting. Today obviously we're covering about the product, which Kelly will go through tonight. Next week we're going to go through, I will be doing how to make the call and how to profile people so that you can actually make that initial introduction when you ring somebody up. So again, that will help build your confidence. We are obviously starting tonight. Next week it's going to be on a Thursday, and from here on in then it's going to be every single Monday. So I hope that suits everybody. Thanks for all the people that could make it tonight. I know some people are working. What I'd like to do really on that note is introduce Paul, who I think everybody knows has been one of the fun team players, giving us all a bit of a giggle over the last 3 weeks. I'd like to say, well done on your hard work, Paul and Kath. 3 weeks into the business, 11 CCs, and he's going supervisor this month. So over to Paul on his product slides.
Hi everybody, just say hello. Obviously it's Paul here. Yeah, just a bit of what I've been doing with the products. 3 weeks ago we got the starter kit, which was the £200 starter kit. It ended up that we started straight away then on the stabilised aloe gel. We took that, and both of us have been using that. Kath, my wife, has also tried the Forever Freedom because she has some joint problems and she's got onset of osteoarthritis just in a slight form. But she said taking that has relieved one of her aching knees that she has. She also has bad psoriasis, which is quite bad at the moment, and obviously it's difficult to know how that will affect it because it's still early days with that, but it's not flared up as bad as she does normally get. And we've also been using the toothpaste, and I've sold a few toothpaste as well to different people, particularly to people that smoke, because it's great that it tends to keep the teeth cleaner for them without having them to go and use the dentist to clean them for them. Max, our cat, has even had some of the gel as well, the aloe vera jelly, because he came in with a tick on his eyelid the other day. We managed to get the tick off, but then it was bleeding and all over his eyelid, and next minute we got the gel on and it just soothed it down. I use the sanitizer as well, which is great. I keep one in my pocket, so when I'm out on my daily work visiting people, I just bring a bit out, squirt it onto my hands, and people are quite happy to try that. Always like the smell of it as well. Kath also, after the first box that we got, she said, oh, she fancied some of the Sonia skincare, and she's been using the scrub, the cleanser, both the moisturizer creams, and she loves the serum as well. She even went to do a facial on a friend of ours who she's not done it before for her, but Eureka, our friend, has actually joined up as well. The other thing we did as well, our first sale that we made, which was just over £150, was to a friend of ours called Elaine. She started on Friday the Clean 9, and she's now on day 6. And I rang her earlier before we were going to do the webinar, and she's lost over half a stone now, so she's just over 7 pounds lighter and is delighted. She also bought the styling gel and the hair volumizer because she does have thin hair, but she thought that was great. I sold the berry nectar to a local mechanic as well, that we have, that was taking me to pick up my car after that was being fixed. He said he had some stomach digestion problems, so I said try this. He'll be into that for nearly a week now, and I need to get back to him. I've also been using the moisturizers, and also the bee pollen as well we've been trying. So having the kit itself is great because it gives you the confidence to feel the product's actually working on you, and there's nothing like talking to people once you've actually been using them as well. So I even ordered some more gel the other day, and by the time the FedEx guy was delivering it to the front door, one of my neighbours had come up and said, "Oh, I'm going to try that gel you recommended, you know, for my stomach problems again." So it seems everybody's got a problem medically one way or the other, so it's a way for them to try something a bit different. But all the products that we've had, they've all been fabulous. I've given out a couple of the small packs of tooth gel as well today. I sold another tooth gel to another retailer that I visit as well yesterday. So all in all, it's great, and the retail that I've sold is over £210 now in the first couple of weeks. So that's got me my quite a substantial amount back towards my initial investment of the £200 in the first place.
Wow, Paul, that's fantastic. I can't believe it's just 3 weeks that you've been in the business. You've covered so much there, and what you're doing is being a product of the product, which is just getting stuck into everything. You know, I don't really think there was a product that you missed out there, which is exactly what you're supposed to do with that starter pack. I speak to lots of people, and sometimes a couple of weeks in, they haven't even opened their pack. So you really are leading by example there, and you'll be able to show all your team exactly what to do by just getting stuck in, and also investing as well in the Sonia range. You know, is an amazing idea, and it's great to do it so early. It's one of the things that I did because I like nice skincare, and it's gained me lots of customers because you really do recommend the products that you use. So that was brilliant. Thank you so much for doing that, Paul. That was brilliant. So as you know, the main topic this evening is products. It's obviously key to the business because that's what we do, is find customers, and then if we want the larger incomes, we obviously build a team as well. What we always want to look for ideally is to look for around 20, maybe 30 regular customers. Okay, now there's lots of ways that you can find customers. I'm going to cover what I find to be the most effective. There's lots of other ideas that you'll find on page 10 in your First Steps to Manager booklet. That's the booklet that you get in your literature pack, which is basically your guide when you first start the business. So, you know, have a look through that and chat to your sponsor or your upline about any other ideas that you like the look of as well. But by developing 20 regular customers, particularly looking at maybe gel drinkers who are purchasing obviously every month, you know, alone you're nearly going to do all your 4 case credits, if not more. So the quicker you start to use your products like Paul's been doing and then share them, you know, the quicker you are going to find your customers. And of course you're going to be making money, which is all why we've started this business, whether it's for 200 a month or 2,000 or more. We're all doing this to develop a business and earn an income. So let's start with my favourite way to get customers, and that is by holding a product launch. Okay, so when I started the business, which was 4.5 years ago now, my aim really for the first 6 months of my business was to get 1, if not 2 launches in every month. Okay, and averagely you're looking at each launch being about an hour and a half. The actual notes going through the launch time is only about 30-40 minutes, but obviously start to finish you're looking at around an hour and a half. What it did do really quickly was taught me about the products, because obviously by reading and telling people about the jelly, about the propolis, about the gels, it got it into my head exactly what they do and how they benefit you. So it was like a product training right from the beginning. They're great fun. I always have a laugh at a launch. You know, you never quite know what it's going to be like. You don't know who's going to be there a lot of the time, but I've always had a good evening, and people are always amazed by what the products do. They've never normally got any idea of all the things that aloe can do. So I love seeing the looks on their faces as well. So when you do your first one, that is generally done by the person who introduced you to the business. We can do that via Skype, or if near enough, we can do that obviously in person for you. The first one I held was at my own house, and it was my mother and 4 of her friends. I was quite nervous when I did it. I was a bit unsure of how this would go, but again, seeing the first one done, I realised how straightforward it was, how effective it was, and I think we did about £350 in sales, so it was a brilliant start to my business. What I did after that then was ask people to hold launches for me, because there's only so many you could do in your own house with different friends, maybe 1, maybe 2. But asking friends, family to hold one for you is really then the way forward, because you'll be introduced to people you didn't know as well, because obviously it's their friends. So, start thinking about people who live, near to you that would be happy to help and support you in the start of your new business. And that's the way I put it to them when I start, that I really appreciate their help. And obviously, I offer them a little bit of an incentive as well. Might be a discount on their order, it might be a free product, whatever I think, would have worked and incentivised that person. The time, as I said, it's about an hour and a half it takes, and averagely you can achieve between 1 and 2 case credits, okay? Sometimes I've done half a case credit, sometimes I've done 3 or 4 case credits, okay? You never quite know, but a good average is between 1 and 2. Now, in your 30% profit alone, that's £60 to £120. That's not bad, is it, for a few hours work? So there's another great reason to get them booked in. It's a great way to network. Like I said, when you start doing launches for other people, you're going to be introduced to people that you didn't know. You can mention the business opportunity. You can get chatting to them after, get their details, send them the info to look at. So it's a brilliant way to actually expand your team as well. Now, the first launch is always focused really on what you get in your box, and that's the main launch that I generally stick to. But once you've done that maybe quite a few times and you want to change, there are plenty of other launches that we can help you with. Weight management, makeup, the skincare, toning wraps, a foot spa evening. There's all sorts. But I would stick with the first one, the original one, which focuses on your box to begin with. So moving on, events. Now, local events, things that are happening in your area, tabletops sometimes they're called. They're fantastic ways to network with your community. Okay, what I always say to people who do the event, is that you might retail a couple of products, but your main aim is to network, to talk to people, to get their details and to follow up on. Okay, what you do need to start doing though is look now, because if you look now, you might be lucky and find one at the end of June. But realistically, you're looking for the next 3 months ahead, because they do get booked up pretty quick. And what you'll find is there might actually be another Forever Living person there, or all the tables, all the spaces might have gone. So the things that you need to think about are school fetes. Brilliant now, the summer's coming up. Most schools have a school fair the end of June, July. There's church fairs, wedding fairs, charity events that are going on, summer fairs. You can even speak to retirement homes and see if you could put a tabletop in there for the family that are coming in and out. So as I say, look in your local newspapers, look on the school boards, look anywhere in local information on what is coming up in your area, and see if you can get something booked in. They're generally low cost as well. Sometimes they're even free. Other times you might make a product donation or a £5 charge. The ones that are a little bit more expensive can be the wedding fairs, although they can be really good. You might want to buddy up with somebody and split the cost and do that. Again, speak to your upline if you're unsure about things like that. But generally, low cost and a great way to get speaking to people. And all you need really is a nice tablecloth, some of the products that are in your box, some brochures. The key is the prize draw sheets, okay? Now, if you haven't got these, we can send these out. They're what I use in a product launch as well. I get each person to fill them out there. But also, they're great for events because, people fill them in. They might pass on to the next table, but you've got their details. And on these sheets, it does ask things like, would they like to try the products? Would they be interested in the weight management? what ailments have they got. So it means that you can go back, and if they've ticked, you know, their skin and they've got asthma, you know, you can go back and recommend some products and offer them to perhaps take a look at them a bit further. So they're a great follow-up. The fortune really is in the follow-up at events. So pup drops. Now, what is a pup box? It's a personal use product pack. I believe that's the right sort of title for it, but simply known as pup. It is the box that you can see on the screen, okay, and it's basically about half the size of the one that you get when you register. In there you get 11 products, and it's all the kind of ones that we use every day. So the soap, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, moisturiser, tooth gel, lip balm, that kind of thing. There is a drinking gel in there as well. Now, what these are designed for are basically either sometimes people buy them because they like the selection in there, as in customers, but they're ideal for us as distributors to go and give to people to try in their own home for a couple of days, because these products really do sell themselves when people have got them and can try them, can touch them and feel them. By giving out just the brochure, it doesn't generally work. By all means try it, but I found, and most people do find, that people benefit from either a launch or an event or having the actual product in their house. Okay, what you can also do is tailor the box as your range grows. So when I do mine, I'll put a couple of the Sonia items in there, I'll put the sun cream in there, I'll put the Gentleman's Pride and the aftershave in there. You know, as my range has grown over the 4 years, I've got these products to put in, but in the beginning, just the ones that come in your pack are great. Now, if you buy one of these that fully loaded with all the kit, they're about £75, but you can buy the flat packed box. Okay, and that's £3. So you could make up your own one. It's just a nicer size box to be able to just take with you in the car and leave with people. Also a great way to get referrals. You know, everybody that has the pup box, I always say, you know, would any of your friends like to try this at home? And often I will get something back, and I'll often give them a lip balm as well, thanking them for that. Literature that would go in there is a brochure, maybe the DVD, the products DVD, obviously an order form, that kind of stuff. Not too much, but enough so they've got everything that they need. And you literally leave it with everybody and anybody. You know, it doesn't matter who they are, whether it's a friend, it's a family member, it's your next door neighbour, it's the kids' school teacher, somebody you know at the gym, literally anybody with a pulse who would like to try the products free, no obligation, for a couple of days. And if you commit to doing this, and you maybe do 4 of these pup drops a month, okay, so maybe once a week, you can lead to sales of 0.5 to 1 cc. Double that, maybe have 2 pup boxes and do 8, and that really can end up between 1 and 2 case credits. I know because I do it. Okay, not all of them will get orders, but then you'll have some back where it's a half a case credit order, okay, a £70 order or whatever. But again, it's just being consistent with it, you know, and doing it every week, you know, for a couple of months, and then see the results come in. So the Clean 9. This is one of our most popular ways. Sorry, I just noticed the image has cut off a bit of the writing there. Sorry about that, guys. But the Clean 9 is one of our most popular products, and it's very publicised at the moment as well. It's been in loads of magazines with famous people trying it. It's been in must-haves of health and well-being magazines. So, I mean, a lot of people have heard of it. A lot of people have heard of it through Facebook, and they've seen it in the magazine. So it's a great one to start talking about. One of the best ways that you can start to promote this properly is by doing it yourself, okay? Because it is key to really understand it and to go through it and know what people have to do. And also your results will literally sell them. You know, if you're telling people and you're maybe putting your results on Facebook or whatever sort of social media, that works amazingly well. So that would be my first tip, if you can, to do it. We've also got the customer group, which is a brilliant tool for us all. What I would say is as soon as you've got a customer or a potential customer, add them in, because that group literally does the work for you. They can see other people's results. They can look in the file section to see exactly, what the Clean 9 involves. It literally does. And what I would say then is encourage that person to post in there, because that group will only be effective if we all put stuff in it. Okay, as you know, I've got issues with Facebook at the moment and I can't post in any of my groups, but I always regularly post in there maybe a motivational quote, or I'll let somebody know how somebody's getting along, to keep it going, because when you add someone in, they want to see stuff happening in there. So please all use the group, encourage your customers to use it too. I advertise the Clean 9 on Facebook about twice a week, so I'm consistent with it, but I don't overdo it, and I don't always put an advert on. I will often just post a screenshot of somebody's results, okay, just keeping it in the mind of people that are interested in what's going on. If you put one post on and then nothing else, and you think, well, that didn't work, then no, it won't. Sometimes you can sell 2 off a post, sometimes nothing. But averagely, by me doing this over the last couple of years, okay, I will sell anything between 4 and 8 detoxes. Sorry, detox is the wrong word. Clean 9 cleanses a month. There's been one month I've sold 15, and maybe the worst months it might be 2. But you can see it's consistent because I'm consistent with my posts, okay? It's a great way of getting referrals, because people, their results will speak for themselves. Their friends will want to know where they got it and how it works. So it's a great way to kind of lead on to people that you don't know. It also is great for regular customers. People want to carry on drinking the gel or the Garcinia or the shakes or a bit of everything. So it's great for that. So as I say, get talking about the Clean 9. If you don't understand it, look in the files section of the weight loss page. It will explain it to you. Speak to your upline. And what I also do on Facebook is I tag people in that I've cleared it with, and it will also then appear on their page, okay? And I've also retailed detoxes that way. And like it says at the bottom, 1 Clean 9 is over half a cc. Okay, so if you do 8 of those in 1 month, which can be done, and I do, that's 4 cc's straight away. So, personal recommendation, okay, talking to people. You will only really recommend the products that you're using yourself. This is why Paul is doing so well, because he's using them all and he's sharing them all and he's having such great results already. Okay, people trust recommendation. If somebody recommends a good book, a good cinema, a good restaurant, you tend to listen to it and go and try them. It's the same with our products. You obviously can ask for referrals by people if they're perhaps not interested in trying the products. You can ask them if they know anybody. Okay, so a no is never a no. Always ask for a referral in the end. Invest in a new product each month. Whenever I had an order going in, I'd buy myself an extra product. I think the serum, the Sonia serum was the first thing I bought, then the deep moisturising cream, then the eye cream. I invested all the time, and that's why my range grew. Okay, you literally just need to say to people, hi, how are you? Listen to what they've got to say. A lot of people be like tired, exhausted, this, that, going on holiday. There is all sorts of things that you can tie in to our product range. And like it says on the screen, this can be done whilst you're just going about your everyday life. And again, a bit like Paul does, not going out of your way. You're not having to find 2 hours to go and do something. You're just chatting to people as you're going about what you would normally be doing. So share personal experiences, tell them about the product. If you haven't done, say, the Clean 9, use some of the experiences and the things that you're getting that people are posting in the page. Okay, so borrow somebody else's stories. Let them know how someone else is getting on if you haven't got an experience with that particular thing. So using the products and talking to people about the products should give you between 1 and 2 case credits a month, okay? Because if you're ordering things regularly for yourself, the drinking gel, a new product, and you're talking effectively, you will develop those case credits. Like I always say, you haven't joined the Secret Service, okay? If you don't tell anybody about your products, then you're not really ever going to retail many of them, all right? So guys, I hope that's helped. As I say, that's just covered a few of my favourite ways of how I recommend the products. But this is your business and you knows what's going to work for you. And do have a look on page 10 for some other ideas and have a chat with them with your upline, with your sponsor, about what would fit in to you and your life basically. So what I'm going to do now is unmute Mel, and I'm going to hand you over to Mel to give us a book review. So, Mel, over to you.
Oh, that's a lovely photograph. I wish I was there right now. Hello, everyone. Thank you for letting me do my book review. If you're in my team, you may have heard me talk about this book already. The book that I'd like to talk about, I think, is probably the best book that we in network marketing can actually get our hands on at the moment, and that is what you are in this business. You are a network marketing professional, and this is possibly the simplest way to learn about how to do the job we're doing. Kelly and Nicola have been talking about the products, and Paul's been talking about the products, but the thing that we all want to know is how do we really get started with making this a business for ourselves, because it's not a hobby. We wanted to make money out of it, and sometimes, you know, we don't want to ring our upline with lots of questions. Sometimes we just need to read about other people's experiences, and the guy who wrote this book, Eric Waugh, is an incredibly successful man. He tells it like it is. He tells you all the pitfalls and the traps in this book, and he also tells you how he tried to do the shortcuts, the way we all do in the beginning when we're trying very hard to get going, and the mistakes he made we can learn from. So the book itself is only 149 pages. It's not a big thumping book. It's very clear. It's very concise in the way it's written. It's 7 steps, as you can see there on the front of the book, and it is just brilliant. I know Kelly recommends it, and I know that I bought it and read it from cover to cover, because I think probably before we start, this is a manual we should definitely read when we're going into this business. To buy, it's £9.40 off Amazon if you want the book. If you have a Kindle or you have an iPhone or an iPad and you want to read it on a Kindle app, it's currently £4.98, so not expensive at all. And directly after this Sizzle, I'm going to put the link for the free audiobook. If you drive around a lot, you can get the audiobook for free. I'll put that on Time to Take Control, and you will be able to listen to that in your car, as I do, if you have plenty of time and you're driving around. As I said, I think it's something we should all read from the beginning, and I think it will help us to make those good connections in the beginning, to understand what the business is that we're in and avoid some of the mistakes that mean people give up from the beginning. So hope you get as much out of it as I did, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thanks.
Thanks, Mel. That was a brilliant book review. I know that I give it out to my team, GoPro. I found it to be a really easy read. It's very, very informative. And actually, when you first start the business, it is so important to actually immerse yourself in a good network marketing book. And this is one of the best I've ever read, actually, and one of the easiest to read. And when you start the business, network marketing is a bit of a whirlwind compared to most people's careers. It's very, very different. So, you know, this book by Eric Waugh is brilliant. So thanks for that, Mel. It was a brilliant slot you did there. I just want to thank Kelly for doing a fantastic job on the products. That was really, really good. Just another little tip there. If anybody is looking for tabletops or stalls or wedding fairs in their area, stallfinder.com on the internet is brilliant. You do have to book way in advance, but you know, just Google your area on there, and I'm sure you'll get something if that's the route that you want to take. Just to say about Paul as well, he did invest in 2 pups, and he's had some good results from that actually tonight, which he didn't mention. Next week we'll be covering the phone call and how to profile people, as I said in the beginning. And the other thing I just wanted to say, I do have a young guy in my team. I think that some of you will have seen on the page, Hamza. He's doing really, really well promoting the products on Facebook. He's working long hours and he puts a lot of stuff on there. And he has actually done, he's been in the business 3 months and he's done over 4 CCs every single month on Facebook, just on retail. So again, that's another way of using, you know, Facebook to build your business. So just finally, to round it up, you need to be aware of what's coming up in your area. You know, the 2 best trainings that you can advise your new team members to go on as well are the product and customer care and the network skills training. I've actually been on the network skills training twice myself, because you do forget everything in the early days. You know, you're being bombarded with a lot of information. So, you know, look on Forever Knowledge, and if you're not subscribed to Forever Knowledge, you need to be looking in your monthly magazine to see what's coming up. So, you know, I'd like to thank everybody for being on the call tonight and look forward to next week. Thanks then. Bye.